Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back, and Manchester United got absolutely battered last night, didn't they? I couldn't be bothered to do my reaction after the game for the channel, so I just sulked off and went to bed. But Manchester United were battered 4-0 by Liverpool. We kind of expected it. As kickoff approaches, as a fan, you start thinking maybe we could pull off a shot, maybe we could do this, maybe we could grab a draw, maybe. But then after 4 minutes, Man United are already 1-0 down. Our defence has crumbled like a digestive. And there was no way back into the game for Manchester United from there, was it? It was far too easy for Liverpool. It could have been 5, 6, 7-0 to them. Some great football in there as well. Thiago had the freedom of the part. You know, they were levels above Manchester United. And it shows you, shows the board, shows everybody how far we've got to go to get there. Get back to those levels, because Manchester United have to, and fast. It's going to be 10 years without a league title next year. That's far too long. 5 years without a trophy. That's far too long. Manchester United need to be competing again. We need to be back up there with Chelsea, Liverpool, City. We need to be competing for the trophies. So it shows you that a lot of work needs to be done. And some of the work has already started at Manchester United, as there were reports today that they have let go of or they've quit or maybe jumped before they were pushed some of their chief scouts. I think Jim Lawler is one of those who is leaving Manchester United as well from his position, and another who is Marcel Bout. I think he came along under David Moyes or Louis van Gaal, but we've kind of got, from the Fergie era, the Moyes era, Van Gaal, Mourinho, we've just got odd bits of staff and scouts and all this, that and the other left at Manchester United. And we hear Man United's two leading scouts have left the club. Club's chief scout Jim Lawler and Marcel Bout, the head of global scouting. That came after Rangnick. Now people can criticise Rangnick for maybe getting things wrong tactically, maybe not getting the results that we should have got against certain teams or whatever. But one thing you can't fault him on is being able to see the problems that are at Man United. This is a man that has helped build some modern football clubs. This is a man that knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing, and he's seeing it and he's saying it. And we need someone in a position of influence at Manchester United, because he hasn't really got power. We need someone that can influence the board, can influence the likes of Murto, Arnold, Darren Fletcher, etc. on what needs to be done at Manchester United. Because you look around at other clubs, and yes, Manchester City have a great coach in Pep. Yes, Jurgen Klopp's a fantastic guy. I think Jurgen Klopp's the best in the world at Liverpool. Yes, Thomas Tuchel's one of the best about as well at Chelsea. But those three clubs, I know Chelsea are going through potential change of ownership at the moment. Well, a definite change of ownership. But those clubs have all had the structure in place for their managers to succeed, whether it comes from scouting, the ability to buy players, the academy. Everything is run from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top in the same way. There's leadership from those positions above the manager. And Manchester United are lacking leadership above the manager, leadership in the dugout, because you're not going to expect an interim manager to be able to lead the dressing room when they know either the players aren't going to be there next season or he's not going to be there next season. It's not a combination that works. Like, you look around and we need to change things. We need to be brought up to speed with this modern day football, and we need to be in a position like the likes of Chelsea, City and Liverpool, where yes, the manager's coming in, and hopefully that's Ten Hag, who's going to have a big task on his hands. But Rangnick's saying we need potentially 8, 9, 10 players. Wholesale changes need to be had there. And when you're hearing we need 8, 9, 10 players, and then you're hearing your chief scout and head of scouting are gone, that shows you that maybe Ten Hag is getting his way in terms of, you know, I need the structure the way I want it. I need to have the decision on certain players. I need a decision on, you know, which players we may be bringing in or what kind of player I want to be brought in. He needs to have an influence over that, because I think managers have had too little influence at Manchester United. But by the same token, managers are staff members who come and go very quickly. So you need to have some sort of structure, some sort of consistency, some sort of, you know, plan in place for when managers do leave. How do you appoint them? Who appoints them? Because so far it hasn't been good enough at Man United, and we do need to take a leaf out of some of those teams' books. And maybe, just maybe, Rangnick coming in, and whilst it is short-term pain, Maybe him coming in, just being a neutral. He's got no emotional attachment to Manchester United. Coming in and being able to see the wood through the trees and go, this isn't good enough. What the hell is going on with you lot? Fix up. Because you got the name of a big club. You've got the, you try and spend like a big club, but you're actually doing everything the wrong way. You're hustling backwards. You're going backwards. So we need to change things for Ten Hag and all that. Just so little fight yesterday. And you see that again, that comes from a dressing room of players that Phil Jones, Maguire, not good enough, shouldn't be here. Delo, a young player that's kind of lost his way. David De Gea, will the new manager want him? Who knows about that? Matic isn't going to be here next season. Pogba's not going to be here next season. McTominay and Fred aren't good enough. Like Rashford's form has fallen off a cliff. Another player that's suffering from a lack of coaching. Like, you look around and there's so many issues in this team. So many players that don't deserve to be here, aren't going to be here, shouldn't be here. So we've got a long way to go. But at the same time, people keep going, we're 5-10 years away. I don't think that's particularly the case. You're 5-10 years away, you're more away if you don't get it right. And if, as we have done in the last couple of seasons and years, continuously get it wrong, you're eternity away from getting it right then, if you're going to get it wrong. But from getting it right, and if the next appointment of the manager's right in Ten Hag, and you have hopefully the structure around him that enables him to build this team the way he wants it to be built, the academy and the training ground and the structure and everything. Rangnick was even talking about our injuries. That's a problem. It's like, how have these players been trained? Hopefully we give him the best opportunity to succeed. And hopefully, these kind of performances, these kind of results, show these guys that it's not always what it seems at Man United. You pretend to be a big club, but we're absolutely not, and we're going nowhere fast. So hopefully it changes. But that was embarrassing against Liverpool. Proper embarrassing. The only bright spot was Hannibal Mejbri coming on and kicking a few players. And he's not even that kind of player. He's a player that we want to see on the ball, playing and passing and moving and all this. And we were just asking him to go on there and be a Stoke player. That's where it's got to, where we're just happy to see someone kick the hell out of someone else. Bad times for Man United. But yeah, looks like the changes have begun. And hopefully we can put this embarrassing season behind us and start to move forward. But I wouldn't hold my breath on that, because whilst you've got the Glazers in charge, it's always going to be difficult for any manager to come in and have his way. But hopefully Ten Hag can do that. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below after an embarrassing night at Anfield for Manchester United. And yeah, big week coming up. What we got next? Arsenal on Saturday, Chelsea. Could be a horrible week actually. We don't even look good against Norwich. So the fact that Arsenal can't win at the moment doesn't fill me with confidence either. So they'll probably go and beat us too. See you in a bit.